Hello guys, it's Sapphire Yagman with a review of Once Upon a Time, Season 4, Episode 20, titled Lily. Now within this episode we're going to go into, obviously learn a little bit about Lily. So in the opening sequence we see Emma's Volkswagen driving out of Storybrooke via the forest, and starting off in the enchanted characters past, the enchanted characters, the enchanted characters past, starting off with the enchanted forest. In Enchanted Forest, the apprentice starts consulting with the sorcerer, who demands that the author, Isaac, can never be allowed to change fate again. After he manipulated the apprentice into sending Maleficent's daughter Lily to the real world after transferring Emma's potential for darkness to the child. In our world past time, I hope that made sense what I just said. In 1999, Mankato, Minnesota, I think that's right. The teenager Emma is grabbing a sleeping bag from the garage for a camping trip when she finds her friend Lily hiding, saying that she's in big trouble. Lily then invokes the Friends Forever clause to get Emma's help. Before she can decline or accept, Emma's adopted father appears and invites Lily to stay for dinner. But when Emma's father brings up the subject of how they met, Lily lies by saying that they knew each other through foster care. Emma pulls Lily aside and tells her that she doesn't want to lie to her new family, only to see a news report on television about authorities searching for shoplifters, and Lily is among the suspects identified. The news has now made Emma furious and now wants Lily to leave immediately. I want to say Lilith so bad, I really want to say Lilith. I really want to say Lilith. I wonder if Maleficent was actually going to name her Lilith. And, her human name and, our world just happens to go Lily. It's curious. But Lily says that she just can't help it because she always does bad things. Blame Snow White for that one. She then begs Emma for help with just one more thing, which is to retrieve a special necklace. Later that night, Emma follows through with getting the necklace, but Lily pulls a fast one on Emma by stealing money from Emma's parents and runs away. When Emma returned home, Emma's parents surprise her, having called her social worker and discovering that Lily is a known criminal. The parents are now upset with Emma for not telling them and allowing such a person into their home. The actions will result in Emma being kicked out of the house. Later that night, Lily catches up with a now furious Emma at a bus stop and claims that no matter what she does, everything goes wrong, and adding that her whole life is darkness. But when Emma is around, it gets brighter, which makes sense if Lily has Emma's darkness and Emma is just pure light. When she's near her, it's sort of balancing itself out. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get what I'm saying. It's balancing itself out. It's like two opposites. Like when you get a negative or positive, and they sort of either I'm trying to explain it, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. It's balancing itself out. That's why she says she feels brighter when she's around Emma, because it would make sense. That's Emma's darkness within her. So the darkness responding to Emma's goodness and sort of becoming sort of a neutral party. Lily then begs Emma to stay in her life, but a bitter Emma leaves, saying she's better off alone. Lily's future will later come to light as Lily unknowingly sits next to the apprentice on the bus after she boards, where he starts to tell Lily that he knows everything about her and he can explain why her life is so miserable. He believes he owes the truth to her. Now, in Storybrooke, it has been several days since Cruella's death as Isaac and Gold mourn her passing, but Gold is quick to point out that the time has come to start moving on to their next plot. Nothing's gonna stop Rumpus from this thing, boy. Meanwhile, at the diner, Emma wonders how they will stop Gold now that her heart is starting to change. When all of a sudden, Maleficent shows up and says that she's offering her help now that they all have a common enemy in Gold. Maleficent tells Emma about her daughter, who is alive and named Lily, which prompts Emma to race off towards the library after she hears the name. Emma immediately does some research and uncovers the truth that the woman, Lilith Page, is not only Maleficent's daughter, but was once a childhood friend of Emma, who also discovers that fate has controlled her life down to the finest detail, which includes influencing the one friend she ever had. Regina then suggests that it is time to turn the tables on fate and propose that the two travel to New York together, giving them the opportunity to help each other, with Regina hoping to warn Robin Hood about Zelena, while Emma hopes to find and reunite with Lily in order to redeem her parents. As they prepare to leave Storybrooke, Emma and Regina say their goodbyes to everyone, though Emma is still mad at Mary Margaret and David for lying to her. With Emma and Regina out of town, Gold finds the opportunity to find Belle's heart as they cannot leave town. He finds Will after finishing his date with Belle and tells him that Regina took her heart, and then threatens Will by demanding that he help him steal it back from Regina's office. Meanwhile, Mary Margaret and David visit Maleficent and ask for her forgiveness. But responds to the couple that the real person they need to seek forgiveness from is Lily, since Maleficent has made it clear that she would never forgive them. Hours later, Gold puts his next plan into motion as he seeks out Maleficent in pursuit of Belle's heart, but Maleficent has decided not to be part of his plot upon visiting the mayor's office, as Regina has placed a protection spell so he won't enter the office. But Gold uses the distraction to allow Will to sneak in through the window and retrieves Belle's heart. After Gold leaves, Maleficent immediately texts Regina. As Will brings Belle's heart back to her, he finally gets her attention as Gold enters the room to explain that he must stop hurting her as his heart has grown blacker, and learns that he will die faster if he does not stop. Gold then restores the heart back into Belle, and as he leaves, essentially he gives Will his blessing with Belle. As Gold walks out of the store, Will grabs Belle's hand, but she takes it away while staring at the door, seemingly showing signs that she wanted to go after him. The land without magic. As Emma and Regina arrive in Lowell, Massachusetts. The two visit a apartment that was the most recent address that Lily once lived at. But the landlord who heard them knock on the door says she died in a car crash, and adds insult to their injury by claiming that no one really missed her. Sensing that he is lying, Emma starts to snap at her as prepares to attack him, but Regina barely holds her back from doing so. Hours later, Emma and Regina are back on the road when they spot a wolf in the middle of the road, and just like Emma's first arrival in Storybrooke, is run off the highway and it blows a tire. Emma is now convinced that this is happening all over again, only to have Regina telling Emma that she's putting too much faith in fate. But who is this wolf though? Like, this is the second time we've seen this wolf pop up to in terms of, helping Emma. So it's like, hopefully they tell us who this wolf is, because I really want to know. Is the wolf like is like the wolf like her guardian angel or somebody, or like a representation of I don't know. Moments later, Emma and Regina stop to get a meal at a diner nearby, and in a surprise, shocking twist, Emma quickly identifies a waitress named Starla as her long-lost friend, Lily. Emma and Lily begin to confront each other outside of the diner. Lily is stunned that Emma would track her down based on the birthmark on her wrist as proof, even as Emma tries to explain that there is a higher force and power here that has kept them in each other's lives and forced Lily's many bad decisions. Lily then tells Emma that she does not believe her and refuses to offer her help. She also tells Emma that she's married and has a daughter, only to walk over to the young girl who just got off a school bus and asks her to pretend to be her daughter in exchange for a free week of burgers. This leads Emma to be suspicious of Lily and follow her to her home, where they find a wall filled with newspaper clippings and clues about Storybrooke. It turns out that Lily knows everything about its existence and is plotting revenge on the people responsible. The two then hear a car burning rubber, Emma's Volkswagen, and leaving the place. They believe Lily is ready to carry out her plot as the Snow Queen's scroll is inside, so Emma finds a monkey wrench and then smashes the window of another vehicle, and the ladies race off after Lily until they catch up with her and corner her. When Lily threatens Emma by vowing to kill Mary Margaret and David, she and Emma start fighting, eventually causing an electrical strike that takes out the headlights on Emma's car, until Emma ultimately starts pointing a gun at Lily, who dares her to shoot since all she ever does is ruin things anyway, and as that decisions are inherently part of her. Realizing that killing Lily will become a major line that will draw Emma into darkness, Regina tells her to lower the gun, and Emma does just that. With the hatchet now buried, Lily joins Emma and Regina, and they race their way towards New York City to warn Robin Hood. As Regina has now learned that the leverage she has over Gold, Belle's heart has been restored back in Belle by Gold, putting Robin in more danger. As they reach the apartment, Regina tells Robin Hood the truth about Zelena pretending to be Marion, but Robin doesn't believe her until Marion shows up and eventually reveals to everyone by transforming herself to be back to Zelena, shocking Robin, who shocks who suddenly shocks Regina, Emma, and Lily with another surprise. Zelena is now pregnant with his child. So within this episode, we have introduction to Lily, who we realize has since when she left the bus from Emma, knows about everybody, and she wants revenge on Snow White and David. I mean, yeah, Snow White and Prince Charming, because they sort of technically took her away from her parents and sort of ruined her life pretty much by planting this darkness within her. So she wants revenge, so it's understandable. We see Emma getting closer to being a darkness, and with Regina there, sort of make sure she doesn't, step over that line. And then we have the plotline of Zelena finally revealing herself to Robin Hood, and then Robin Hood, because he is a good person and he's a man, literally a man of his word. Find out that Zelena is actually pregnant, and he doesn't want to, pretty much just leave this child, fatherless, which is understandable. So that is all for the episode of Lily. Next episode is titled Mother, and then is Operation Mongoose 1 and 2. So comment, rate, subscribe on this episode. I will see you guys this fall for season 5 of Once Upon a Time. Bye.